Good morning, people. Bumg episodes. This is the MAGA Agro Gringo back with another episode of the Good or Not Agrocast. And we're blessed again to have Emily and Kevin Berg, the owners of Copperhead Ag, with us. They've been with us here in Brazil. First time they've been to Brazil since the 27th of January. So just a little over a week, that sort of thing. So anyway, just want to start out. We had a episode on the 26th or 28th, I guess, of January. We talked about Brazil, that sort of thing. But maybe just give some of your initial impressions, more about maybe the Brazil culture to start with.
Go ahead, Em.
Well, it's been very exciting, very interesting, and we're very grateful to have the opportunity to come over, not just to see the culture, but to learn about agriculture here in Brazil. Gorgeous country. So green and lush and beautiful, the areas that we got to see, which of course is a very small part of it. And it was wonderful food, very kind people, interesting people that we got to visit with. And it's been a very educational and enjoyable visit.
Okay, great. You mentioned like the greenness of Brazil. Do you know why it's probably so green or not?
A lot of rain. We saw a lot of rain.
Yeah, I think, it was dry until Friday the 30th. And then like from that afternoon, it seemed like we hit rain every day until today.
We did.
Yep. Yeah, what I always tell people is in Brazil, it never just sprinkles, like little raindrops. It's just pours. There was one time we were in the car and all of a sudden Emily's like, did they just throw a bucket of water on the car? Because it just comes down that hard. So that was kind of fun. So, but, based on the travel and stuff like that, just what did you think about the experience of traveling in Brazil compared to other countries you've been to, that sort of thing?
People drive very mad.
Okay.
Aggressive driving on the roads, but no, it was fun. Fun to travel and stop at all the different places to eat.
Okay.
You never had to worry about getting a full meal here. So that was interesting, and we got to experience a lot of different atmospheres to pull off the road and stop and enjoy, meet different people, and just kind of absorb the culture. So.
Yeah. It's interesting about the driving because the culture, the people are great in Brazil, but I think something changes when they get behind, when they get in a car. So I think there's a change there, like something changes and it gets to be more aggressive, that sort of thing. So the food, so what was any favorite foods that you liked here in Brazil?
Well, I was a big fan of the picanha.
Okay. Yep, that's a staple of Brazil.
Yep,
so.
For sure.
But,
the hotel breakfasts are something else. Let me tell you, that's
I've never eaten so much cake in a 10-day stretch.
Right, for breakfast. Cake for breakfast.
Right, it's usually for birthdays and weddings or something like that. But here in Brazil, it's for breakfast.
Wonderful pastries, and it's been fun. And the meat, of course. I'm not usually a big hunk of meat eater, but everything is flavored so well and cooked so well that it's been really good.
Do you think in a week's time you ate more or less meat than you do in the U.S. in a week?
By far for me, by far more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's kind of difficult because I keep bringing more food out, that sort of thing. Just like the pizza last night. So I think I ate more pizza last night than ever in one sitting. So it was very good. So any scary moments or just anything, or maybe just you're like, wow, I didn't know Brazil would be that way or something?
I was just kind of in awe by the vastness of the farm country.
Okay.
Just as far as the eye could see, lush crops from the sugar cane and of course all the soybeans once we got up to closer to Rio Verde. So that was eye-opening for me, and just the wide open farms. There's a reason that they're the leading producer of soybeans in the world. So that was good to see firsthand, and to meet some of these larger farm operations. Some of them were well-oiled machines, and they had a good crew of guys, and it was fun just to meet those guys and see the the people that were actually doing it. So I
Right.
thought that was pretty eye-opening for me. I didn't really know what to expect, and
Okay.
it's big ag over here.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you think about, there's always pictures of Brazil where there's the combines and the planters in the same field. I don't know if you ever saw those before you came, but did you think that was a real thing, or probably not until you saw it? Just curious.
I didn't know how real it was until we saw the planters rolling that evening when we were up by Rio Verde.
Okay.
They definitely are serious about getting their corn in on time.
Yeah.
And push the envelope as far as planting conditions, and you can tell there's a sense of urgency to get it all done.
Right. Yeah, I was told by a couple farmers that you have to have the second crop in by Easter, because potentially if it's after Easter, it's not going to get any rain. So, and I'd be curious to get your view on the soil, because that always amazed me when I'd see the second crop. It maybe just gets a couple shots of rain, and then it just keeps growing. The corn would keep growing, even though there might not be any rain for a couple of months. So just from kind of looking at the soil and stuff like that, how do you kind of see that?
Well, from what I gathered, the first 4 to 6 inches was a real rich, loose, high organic matter, just great soil to get the crop started. And then down below, I think there's more of a heavier clay hard pan. So I think that's where the moisture's stored. So I can see why they want to get the root base established on the corn and root down into that subsoil and hopefully latch onto enough moisture to survive the dry season. So it all makes sense.
Okay. And for Copperhead, so you guys are a leader in a lot of products in the U.S. with concaves for harvesting equipment, and then, of course, the planter products, the row cleaners, closing wheels, and other products. How do you see, kind of based on what you saw, how do you see your products fitting in the Brazil market?
The concaves for sure are a direct fit. Okay. Certainly no adaptation needed there, and I think because they push the conditions so much, the concaves are going to really, really help the farmers be able to get more through the machines, harvest faster, potentially harvest, have a little bit longer window to harvest, being able to get started maybe a little earlier and go a little later. So I think the concaves are just a direct fit. Some of the planter stuff, just because of the differences between the Brazilian style mechanics of the row unit versus the U.S., there's going to be a little bit of tweaking that needs to be done there. But for sure, like in the closing wheels, we know that is something a lot of farmers are interested in. They're trying things right now,
right,
with some success. We've been running these various closing wheels for 15 years over in the U.S., so we have a lot of experience, and I think it'll be great to bring that over and start working with the people in Brazil to get that more streamlined and have a more universal closing wheel for them to purchase.
Okay. On the combines, like just watch them harvest. Just any differences you saw maybe in how the operators run the machine compared to what you would normally see? Just curious. Maybe it's there was nothing that really caught your eye. I don't know. Just more curiosity.
That was pretty similar.
Okay.
I guess the one thing we did notice was the rollier terrain to help with erosion. There's a lot more berms and dikes and things like that they have to farm over and farm through. So that was really the only major difference. And certain areas of the United States, we have that too. Just was nice to see it firsthand. Yeah.
So with the like the concaves, comparing it like to the OEM version, we saw like Case John Deere. I can't remember if we saw a Fendt combine, but anyway, we know they're here. What are some of the benefits then with the concave that you would see that a Brazil farmer could gain with the performance concaves from Copperhead?
Sure. Everybody out here right now is pretty much running the standard round bar, and there's just not a lot of gap in between the bars for the grain to fall through. So that's where our concave really stands out. Is it's a more open design, more efficient design. So the crop is able to unload out of the concave section a lot quicker, and that helps increase the efficiency of the machine and helps the machine clean the grain better. So that's one big benefit. Okay. The other one is with the use of cover plates. That's really going to help guys when conditions are tough.
Okay.
So if they're pushing the envelope, they can add the cover plates to get better threshing and get a better grain sample. When conditions improve throughout the day, they can take those cover plates off and really increase the efficiency of the machine.
Okay.
So we give them that option to be able to do that throughout the day.
And then with the efficiency, can there be speed gains like during harvest?
Absolutely. You'll typically be able to gain, even a half a mile an hour would be a big difference in a full day. So
Right.
there's a lot of instances where we're able to pick up a half a mile an hour to maybe even a full mile an hour. As long as the head's doing a good job of cutting, you can push it through the machine a lot faster with the concaves.
Yeah, it was. I remember someone saying once, "Boy, if there's any way to make the combines go faster, because it seems like they run slower than the planter. So if the planter's behind it, it ends up catching up." We kind of saw that the planter Sunday was waiting for the combine to finish so they could start planting in that field.
Yes, literally in the same field.
Yeah.
So in fact, the planter was turning around an area that wasn't combined yet. Waiting for that combine to get finished harvesting, then he would come back and patch that in. So
Okay. And then obviously with the combine going through, you have the, let's say, trash or residual that's left, that sort of thing. So kind of talking about planters, maybe compare and contrast like the residual you see in the U.S. and then how it was in Brazil, just in comparison.
There wasn't anything too alarming. Now, we were just in one area, so I know there's a lot of different areas to look at, but we plant into heavy residue in the States all the time in no-till conditions, and our product performs great. The big difference is probably how wet of planting conditions that they were going in.
Yeah.
Right now, everything in Brazil has at least one coulter. Most of them have two coulters. And just the environment, it was scary to me. I wouldn't be planting in those
Maybe
conditions
because of the wetness.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think there's room for improvement there, and that's just going to take some trial and error to see what's working and what's not working. So
Right. Okay. Well, I know it seems like everyone we talk to, the closing wheels, spike closing wheels, and the row cleaners, I didn't hear anyone say that they weren't interested, in that. In fact, they've been trying to find solutions for quite some time, and it doesn't seem like they found a design that works. So I know you have to do some testing here. That's always the big thing in Brazil. People say, hey, once you run it in Brazil. But from what you saw with the residual, the wet conditions, just on the row cleaners, for example, does it look pretty promising, or just kind of how do you see that at this point without any testing yet?
Yeah, nothing scared me too bad.
Okay.
So, no, okay. I think there's a solution. It's just working with the product and tweaking it to the conditions that they're operating in.
Okay. And then the spike closing wheels, I know there's a lot of data that's been done by companies like Precision Planting on your product that shows probably a yield improvement of at least, I think it was like three bushels per acre, so about 3 sacks per hectare.
Up to 8 bushels per acre.
Up to 8. So 8 sacks per hectare, that sort of thing. So I know that'll vary too, obviously, with if it's wet like we saw, that sort of thing. But
sure.
The one thing I thought was kind of not funny, but we were talking to that one farm and they said they're getting, I think, 80 sacks per hectare of beans, and they had a goal of 82. So we actually said to them, well, the concave, you're going to gain at least 1, and then the closing wheels, you'll gain probably 3 or more. So there you go.
And other
there's 4
products,
4 sacks per hectare.
Yeah, like duck foot. So it's just these little incremental things that you can add to increase the bottom line, and as many acres as they're running through each year, that's going to add up in a hurry.
Yeah. Now the combine's really been ignored really everywhere till some of these products have come around the past 10, 15 years. So even some of the dealers mentioned that. The one we were with, I think he said that they've never done any studies on harvesting.
Sure.
So I think you actually were looking at some of the loss and stuff in the fields, looking around. Did you see a lot of loss, or how did you kind of see it, just from the few fields we were in?
There was enough to go after, let's put it that
way. Okay. So yeah, if there's any farmers that end up listening to this, pay some attention to the combine, because that's where there's a lot of money that's left on the ground, and better to have it in the bank. I can't remember what there was some term a farmer used one time about that, but I can't remember what the phrase was. It was actually in Illinois, but I'll think of it later. So,
yeah, I know nobody likes to stop and check and go behind the combine and look, but it's so important to make sure that you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's, get that machine dialed in the best you can. So, and our products will help do that.
Okay, great. And I think you're planning on your products will be at Agri Show, I think, this year.
Correct.
Yep. So Agri Show's the last week of April, so that's going to be probably planting season for you because you also farm.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Maybe you'll let your wife come or somebody else.
The last week of April. So if I could plant all my corn, it would be the last week of April. So
okay.
I'm probably out for Agri Show, but we'll have some representation there, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Copperhead will be there. They'll be in the VRO booth, and the space number is A17D. So good location. It's right across from Valtra. So if people want to check out Copperhead products, the ones we've talked about, make your planter more efficient and your combine more efficient, stop by and see us at Agri Show. So, Emily, Kevin, great having you here. Hopefully my driving didn't scare you too bad, that sort of thing, and look forward to the next time you come back.
I will say Jeff got past maybe twice the whole time we were traveling with him, so there are a couple people faster than Jeff out there.
So hopefully no speeding tickets, we'll see. So,
no, really enjoyed the trip. We visited with a lot of folks, from OEMs to farm managers to various dealers. So we got a good representation and got a good feel of what the people are looking for over here in Brazil and some of the challenges that they're facing. So looking forward to getting after it and seeing what we can do.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get back at it. I think we got one more meat, what do you call it? Meat event, I guess. So,
one more barbecue.
Yep. So we can get a meat coma, and then you guys will be heading back to the U.S. So
should sleep good tonight.
Yeah. Well, thanks again. Really appreciate having you here and spending some time with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.